Welcome to our channel. Today, we dive into the chilling world of true crime to explore the stories of 5 of the scariest serial killers in history. From the late 19th century to the late 20th century, these individuals have left a trail of terror that continues to haunt us. Let's get started. Number 1. H. Holmes. Our journey begins in the late 19th century with H. Holmes, often referred to as America's first serial killer. Born Herman Webster Mudgett in 1861 in New Hampshire, Holmes was a cunning conman whose intelligence and charm masked a monstrous nature. After moving to Chicago, he constructed a hotel specifically designed for murder, infamously known as the Murder Castle. This building featured secret rooms, trapdoors, and soundproof chambers, allowing him to carry out his horrific acts with ease. During the 1893 World's Fair, he lured victims, mostly young women, promising them a place to stay. Once inside, they vanished without a trace, and many of their remains were discovered hidden throughout the hotel. Holmes was eventually apprehended, tried, and hanged in 1896. But estimates of his victims range from 20 to possibly over 200. His case not only shocked the nation, but also influenced how law enforcement approaches serial murder investigations today. Number 2. Jack the Ripper. Next, we journey to Victorian London, where the legend of Jack the Ripper has haunted the city since 1888. This unidentified killer stalked the streets of Whitechapel, brutally murdering at least 5 women, known as the Canonical 5, all of whom were engaged in prostitution. The Ripper's killings were characterized by their brutal nature and precision, as he often removed organs from his victims, indicating a knowledge of anatomy. The media frenzy surrounding the murders was unprecedented, with newspapers sensationalizing the events and creating an atmosphere of terror. Despite extensive investigations, the Ripper's identity has never been conclusively established, leading to countless theories and speculation. His case remains one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in criminal history, symbolizing the dark underbelly of society and the fears that accompany it. The Ripper's legacy has inspired numerous books, films, and even academic studies, ensuring that his name will never be forgotten. Number 3. Ted Bundy. Fast forward to the 1970s, and we meet one of America's most notorious serial killers, Ted Bundy. Born in 1946 in Vermont, Bundy was a charming and intelligent man who used his charisma to lure young women to their deaths. Over a span of 4 years, he is believed to have killed at least 30 young women, although some estimates suggest the number could be much higher. Bundy's methods were chillingly methodical. He often approached victims by pretending to be injured or in distress. Once he gained their trust, he would overpower them and take them to secluded areas to commit his crimes. His arrest and subsequent trials captivated the nation, making him a media sensation. Bundy even represented himself in court, showcasing his arrogance and manipulation. Ultimately, he was convicted and executed in 1989. His haunting legacy continues to fascinate and horrify, illustrating the complexities of evil and the capacity for charm in the most unlikely of individuals. Number 4. Eileen Wuornos. Shifting gears, we encounter Eileen Wuornos, a rare female serial killer, whose story captivated the public in the 1990s. Born in 1956 in Rochester, Michigan, Wuornos faced a tumultuous childhood marked by abuse and neglect, which led her to a life of hardship and crime, turning to prostitution for survival. Wuornos claimed that her victims were attackers who had tried to assault her. Over the course of a year, she murdered 7 men in Florida, using a gun to shoot them during what she described as acts of self-defense. Her trial raised critical questions about mental health, societal pressures, and the criminal justice system's treatment of women. Wuornos was sentenced to death and executed in 2002. But her story has been depicted in films and documentaries, shedding light on the complex interplay between victimhood and perpetration. Her tragic life serves as a reminder of the systemic issues that can lead to violence, and the blurred lines in our understanding of morality. Number 5. Andrei Chikatilo. Finally, we arrive in the Soviet Union during the 1980s, where Andrei Chikatilo, known as the Butcher of Rostov, terrorized the region with his gruesome killings. Over a span of 12 years, Chikatilo claimed the lives of at least 52 victims, primarily young women and children. His killings were marked by extreme violence and brutality, often involving horrific mutilations. Chikatilo's ability to evade capture for so long was partly due to the ineffective investigative techniques of the Soviet police and societal stigmas surrounding sexual violence. He was apprehended in 1990, and during his interrogation, he confessed to his crimes, revealing a deeply troubled psyche, marked by sexual dysfunction and a history of abuse. Chikatilo was convicted and executed in 1994, leaving behind a legacy of fear that continues to haunt Russia. His case serves as a chilling reminder of the potential for evil lurking in the shadows, and it raises critical discussions about mental health and criminal behavior. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories. Until next time, stay vigilant and aware.